Hello everybody, my name is Carlos Chavez and I will be presenting the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. For the territory, Israel is the only Jewish state in the world located east of the Mediterranean Sea. The area is divided into Israel and Palestine. While Palestine holds the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, Israel holds the rest of the land, but Israel has also been occupying West Banks lately. Now here we see the loss of land from the Palestinians from 1946 to 2010. This was how it started by 1946. After the UN put a resolution to divide the land between the two, Israel gained more land after the 6-day war and nowadays continues to gain even more access to the land. The territory, while Great Britain took control of regions previously controlled by the Ottoman Empire after World War I. After World War II, the UN planned to separate into two regions, which we see here, the Gaza Strip and the West Bank, which Palestine was reduced to, but Israel violated the UN resolution and took more land, and as we mentioned, the 600 settlers that are occupying the West Bank. Now, the current Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin, is pushing for expansion of Israel land if he is re-elected. There have been border protests with several Palestinians involved protesting along the Gaza blockade. About 250 of them were killed in 2018 alone. And the IDF retaliation has led to the murder of children, as well as medics and many others that are protesting along the border. A proposed course of action for this is to return to territorial guidelines set by the UN, as we saw in the previous slides. Israel would comply and gradually withdraw from the West Bank region, and less of a countermeasure from IDF force when responding to those protesters. And the religion within the area is there are two main religions, your Muslims and your Jews. The problem is one says who was here first, and while the prophecy says that belong to each of them, there's conflict because the leader of each religion was laid to rest or ascended into heaven within the territory. And while the Palestinians have biblical support, Israel has support from powerful UN members such as the US, and the politicians are more pro the Israel people because they are the ones that control the government. Now, Muslims are separating between the Sunnis and the Shia Muslim, and that just depends on whether they come from lineage from the Prophet Muhammad or if you are knowledgeable enough to be an imam and be a leader of the religion. Judaism is just the people that are living in the area, and you have regular followers of Judaism, and you have your heavy Orthodox, such as the Haredi people, which are taking a bit more extreme than your other groups. And the Christian is a minor population, but it's still present in the region. While Israel has a claim to the land that is thousands of years old, nowadays the claim is based on nationalism and corporations, by what we were mentioning of them occupying the West Bank. Demographic. The problem with colonial settlement, military occupation, and minority oppression for the Palestinian people. And what could work in this case is to be two states for two people instead of two people in one state, which would cast apartheid and unequal conditions for the Palestinian people. Well, the Jews in this case would be more privileged and have a more of a legal position due to the military position that they hold, as well as their economic superiority. Now, there is an imbalance in the population. Well, it was expected that the Palestinian and the Jews would be at parity with their population. It has come to that now its ratio is 80% Jewish and 20% Palestinian because of the intermarriage of Jews and non-Jews. Ultra-Orthodox has been pushing to increase their population, so they're actually having more kids, and that has led to disparity in the population. So the proposed course of action is a two-state solution in which every religion gets its own territory within which to worship, and the worship within these sites is a peaceful one. Now, the consequences of implementing these actions is Israel will not be wanting to comply. There's still violence going on within the region, and that might be because of religion or just demographic, the people that are there. The modern day problems within the worshiping sites, all being in the same state, in different religions, are mixing within a single site, and the continual change resistance by every people. Now, why this proposal might be better, it promotes an attempt to cease any hostility to create security for their citizens, not just the Palestinian, but for the Israelis as well. These proposed policies are based on past resolutions and agreements that are proved to have, at some extent, some sort of success. It was protect future negotiations from other countries weighing in on their sovereignty, and that will create the possibilities for future negotiations on the religious locations and the territory while maintaining the sovereignty of both these nations in a two-state solution.